The audio sounds like it's working. Okay, let's get started. A little bit late start tonight, so I went with a late night theme. Probably continuing more surveys from yesterday. I maxed out surveying until I can get the girls rep leveled up, which I also need to get blacksmithing, so I'm going to be doing that. That's Jamie, the NPC. Oop, shooting the castle. Double check with Gorvesa here what her rep's looking like. Yeah, I need to get best friends with her, so... Some pineal juice, 32. Oh boy, I'll need a lot more. Be doing that later. Surveying, I need to talk to Jamie Fathom. Jamie. Got my geology up to 20. So I can do these better surveys. It's a beautiful orange survey. She'll need a bunch of these orange surveys because the girl likes a very specific orange gem. It's not the kind of gem I need. I need sardonyx from orange mineral surveys. Oh, I am not going in the right direction at all. Hey, thanks for the follow, Akula Mojo on YouTube. Now I'm doing some mineral surveys. I was doing some of these, a lot of these yesterday. Gonna level up blacksmithing at some point. I've got to level up favor with the survey trainer so I can get slightly higher surveying so I can do the blacksmithing I want to do. Seems to be a pretty normal thing in this game. You level up a bunch of other stuff to level up one thing. Probably get some cheap food. Oh, an egg. Nice. Get some dirt. Come on. Oh, there's definitely some lag. Hey, Zoidberg. Yep. Oh yeah. I've been on the poetry jam before, but yeah, I kind of want to like Saturdays are like at 2 o'clock is such a bad time. Uh, I don't know who has time on a regular basis to be online at 2 p.m. on a Saturday. Like Tuesday or Wednesday at like 8 o'clock would be the perfect time to do the poetry jam. Need to get a guild or something to run it then. Yeah, I am literally always busy at 2 o'clock on Saturday. I don't like it's very rare I'm not going to be busy at 2 o'clock on a Saturday. But I've only ever been to one of the poetry jams just because I didn't have a choice. The last week I tried to log in at like 2:30 or 2:45 after well, the poetry jam was still going on, and I think I was in Etzebule or maybe I was in Serbule, but I couldn't even log in. I walked away on the loading screen, went to the bathroom, still wasn't logged in. I took a shower, still wasn't logged in. I gave up. To figure out what they're doing too, because I know at any point I think somebody can go into the inn and like read off poetry, and I'm not sure if there's like extra buffs people are giving out or something while they're there. Because I know it's a player-run event. It's not a in-game thing. Oh, interesting. Does this give? I just can't seem to appreciate that. Okay. I'm at a weird point because I made a bunch of money off of selling gems to this guy yesterday, but now I need to gift him gems. So he'll have more money. Probably afford a couple of amethyst, actually. Oh, that was a lot. Okay. Flag. Another 12,000. No, 20,000. Okay. Learn to make some dye. How do you make dye? Dye making. Oh, okay. Flowers? Interesting. So much lag. It's all catching up. Oof. I really don't want to do more surveying, but it seems like orange surveys is the best way to possibly level up the survey girl. It's actually, knowing that ahead of time, you really should try to do more orange surveys than anything else. The Etzebile ones are the ones I want to do. I need experts and basic. Since I unlocked more money from Larson, I shouldn't worry about the money too much. So, experts 10. Basic, right? 10. Back to Etzebile. A lot of storage space. We're good. I'm gonna go put this in the sentient flame. Some civic pride. Where'd it go? Oh no, the lag. Five civic pride. Rough. Looking specifically for something called sardonyx. This would be an orange gem that, if you get the time bonus, Netubule is supposed to have a chance to get it, and then I think the orange surveys have a chance to get it in general. I'm probably going to need a lot of them, honestly. Been doing so much XP farming recently on mobs that I don't need to touch mobs for a while. My combat level is not important for a little while. I need to get more money. I gotta unlock staff still. That's gonna be another 90,000. But then I still need to upgrade all the abilities, which it could be even more expensive. I don't think I should push to 70 until I've got those other abilities because I'm falling behind. Oh, okay, I should be able to make these. Hey! I don't have any more statues. Okay. If I can do this while I'm crafting. No, can't. Making maps. Okay. 1. Is it not yellow? 2. 3. 4. Way off in the water. 5. 6. 7. 8. Make 2 more. 10. Okay. So I'm gonna do 9, 6, 7, 5, 10, or 8, 1, 2. Okay. A lot of lag. Is it 5 next? No. 6 and 7. Guy's talented. Boy, the lag makes this really fun. There we go. I've been getting any sardonyx. Found onyx, serpentine, serpentine. Aliens, treen. Hey, Bashneer, any tips on getting trophy tiger skin or 2 perfect oak wood? Well, oak wood, you're just gonna have to keep getting oak wood until you get a random perfect one. The trophy tiger skin, I haven't really seen any difference on skinning like named mobs versus random ones, but you could try to skin like Old Fangsworth every once in a while, but other than that, I think it's you just gotta raise your skinning higher and the foraging. Oh no! Twitch is pretty bad about that. Or that's YouTube. Oh. Come on, stupid snail. Okay. I gotta go down to pick this one up. Oh, we gotta go way down. There we go. Have I gotten any of the sardonyx I wanted? Trying to get across the water. We're back from the commercial break. Go swim down. It's giving me any of the good stuff? Nope. Carnelians, citrine, onyx. Wow. Get this. Yeah. A lot of foraging experience. Pass an agate. This is not a very good source of what I need. Three sardonyx. Oh, okay. Actually, a lot. These are worth 33 each. Kind of want to bring 10 of them. See if that'll be enough. Might take a minute to farm. Hey, you're back. Okay. Yeah, so with the oak wood, I've only gotten perfect oak just from RNG, from picking up oak. The tiger skins, I think it's the same thing. It's just RNG. You could try farming old Fangsworth maybe, but I don't know if it's really going to be a higher drop chance or not. Hey, Satjax, how's your mount so fast? This is not a normal mount. As you can see, it has antlers on it. So it's got a baser fast movement speed by default. I've also got the saddle and these horseshoes, so I've got a little bit of extra speed. On top of it, having a higher base speed. It's like a super special mount too, 'cause like there's faster mounts in the game, but this is like a medium mounts or high-end medium mount speed, I guess. It could be faster. Yo, 18 Karat Bart, thanks for the follow on YouTube. Alright, what do we got over here? Any more sardonyx? Diamond, citrine added, okay. Carnelian, piece of glass, okay. Alright, let's see. Yeah, just the three sardonyx. Do I need to go back to Serbule every time I want to make these? Or does somebody here in Etzebile? Nobody in Etzebile sells these. That sucks. Back to Serbule. At this point, I might make 20 of them. Go from there. I'm not going to have 20 map pins, though. It's going to be a problem. I have 16 map pins. Not terrible. Doing more than 10 is going to get really hard to track, though. Hey, is Puddin' over here? Oh, he's not there right now. Right. There goes. Some lag. 4 leaves. The probability of getting trophy hides or rare drops from mods is often dependent on anatomy levels. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. I figured, having higher levels of skinning would make it easier to get trophy levels. Or trophy skins. Which probably does. But on top of anatomy. It kind of makes sense. You know the anatomy of the animal better. Skinning only increases the success chance, not the loot you get from skinning? Well, that doesn't make any sense. You always skin something when you skin, but sometimes you mess it up and you get like a shoddy skin instead of a better skin. Right? So you are getting a higher level of loot if your skinning chance is better. Unless you get nothing at all, but I'm pretty sure you get at least a shoddy skin. Yeah, I have like I think I've gotten one pig trophy skin, and that must have been RNG because I've killed some pigs, but I probably killed a lot more wolves and tigers than I have anything else. When you mess up skinning, you get nothing. Usually, I see something go in the bag, even if it says like you messed up the butcher or you messed up the skin, but like I swear it like still gives something, just not a better item. That doesn't make any sense too, because like there's a bunch of different types of skins. It's like 1 or in 200. Yeah, that's weird. It's only weird because there's quests, the work orders that want like 10 skins, 10 trophy skins, and they only give like 1,000. It's like very little reward. Uh, yeah, because like there's the different levels of skins, like decent, crude, shoddy. And so it doesn't really make skin. Yeah, see, I only have one trophy skin out of all my skins. From what you're saying, tigers should only give one type of skin or a trophy skin. Wolves should only give one type of skin. But I don't think that's true. I'm pretty sure you can get decent, crude, shoddy from different animals depending on your success rate or your skinning level. But mobs can give different types of skins. That would explain it, but that's not a good way to do it, mechanically speaking, in a game. Because, ugh, if you want one specific kind of skin, you just farm everything, but it's more fun to farm something specifically than to just sit there and hope on RNG for everything. So in-game anatomy, what it's supposed to do is like reading this from the wiki. What anatomy is supposed to do is you can read the anatomy of various creatures. You begin to learn more about them, more details available in the monster's target window. Eventually, you can read combat abilities, weaknesses at a glance. Oh, here it is at the very bottom. Butchers and skinning experts will likewise reap benefits. But it doesn't actually say what the benefits are. Yeah, see, because anatomy doesn't say anything about giving any bonuses to butching and skinning. Where's anatomy? Yeah. So feline anatomy. Oh, here it is. Okay, it's right here. Well, yeah, you have to find it under the actual info of the very specific subset of anatomy for those. Whoa, Kalelo Gol, trust me, bro. I do not trust. Or, well, trust, but verify, right? Always trust, but verify. You never trust at face value. Trust and verify. You want to tell me something, I'll go, okay, but show me. And now I got it. Yeah, and it's right there. But it doesn't say that anywhere else unless you look at the individual anatomies. Butchery yields are rare meat. So obviously it probably says skinning. Yeah, there it says skinning yields trophy skin 1%. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you gotta really go in. But anatomy doesn't say that anywhere. You gotta go in and look at. Well, what about goblin? See, why that. The reason, like, why that even sounds weird to begin is, like, you're not gonna see goblin skinning rates go up, right? Because you can't skin goblins. So it wouldn't really make sense for anatomy to affect butching and skinnering on other races. But, I mean, that's what it says, so obviously that's what it does. Yeah, fish and snail. Yeah, I saw that, yeah. Oh, it's the same category. That's interesting. How do you unlock that? Anatomy? Anatomy is like right at the beginning of the game. On Anagog Island, I think. Like the first thing you kill, it gives you the option to start. Oh wait, no, you need an autopsy kit, which you get from Anagog Island. I think one of the quest givers on Anagog Island gives you an autopsy kit, or you find it on the ground, and then they tell you about how to autopsy. Yeah, I mean, like Elon Musk could be like, "Here's how my rocket ship works," and I'll be like, "I don't know, bro. Show me the specs. Let's see the rocket fuel," and then I'd believe him. It's my interpretive dance level. Probably not too high. Actually, don't even know what high looks like. It's at 10 right now. I think you got to learn another dance from somebody. So I don't know where that is. I've got a harp though. Yeah, that makes sense. You can get the anatomy kits from somebody else. Oh, I keep forgetting to get other stuff. The number of times so far in this MMO, I've had people that have thousands of hours in this game that tell me one thing, and then I go and I look at it. Like people that like even like the guides in the game tell you one thing. You go and look at it, and they go, "Oh, I was wrong. That's not how that works." And it's like, "Oh, look at that." So even the most veteran players in this game do not have everything correct. So you can't trust what people say. Especially as a streamer where you have people like actually telling you to do stuff. And then you go do it and it's like, "Hey man, this doesn't exist anymore. That was from an update 5 years ago or something." Yeah, that makes sense. Tool crafting is weird too because in order to get tool crafting, you have to have blacksmithing or I think carpentry up to 20 or 25. But in order to like level them up, you need in order to help level them up, you need hammers, which are made from tool crafting, which you can't get until you're 25 in this other one. You can still level it up because you can make other stuff that doesn't require the hammer, but it's like clearly this recipe shouldn't exist, or it shouldn't have a hammer. Like this is silly. You can't make this until you get higher level, or if like another player gives you something, but that's like a level 3 craft shouldn't require a tool from a level that would require you to be level 25 in that craft already to It's tool crafting, from what I've seen, I don't have it yet, but tool crafting is one of those that seems like it's completely arbitrary and it's there to make it's there to make it harder to do the other crafting skills. I haven't seen too much of tool crafting, but that's one where it's like, why can't a blacksmith make his own hammer when that's something a blacksmith would do in real life? I keep forgetting to buy the parchments. Mycology and alchemy, they make it quite a a bit like it's even in the story that alchemy and mycology are different, and like but alchemists like to some alchemists won't admit it, and like so it's like part of the storyline. Maybe there's something like that with tool crafting. It's kind of silly. All right, so expert in basic. Buy 20 of these. It's too expensive. But it should be like, if you're doing like blacksmithing or something, and you see the level 3 hammer or this hammer for this level 3 craft, and you go, oh, okay, where do I get a hammer? And then it would make sense that you would make it from a lower level skill as well, and you're both building each other up at the same time. They're clearly lobbying for higher level requirements so they can scam you into buy hammers. Yeah. Well, in real life, it would work like that. I think the real answer is for the game that every skill has like 2 or 3 tertiary skills that you need to kind of build off of each other. So the game answer is that that's how the game works. You have a system that is involved with another system, but in real life, yeah, it would be like, what's going on with these blacksmiths? And it was like, in order to learn blacksmithing, I gotta pay my tuition to the blacksmithing teacher, and then I gotta go to the tool crafting teacher, and I gotta buy hammers from him first. Oh, belts. Well, I mean, that's a thing. Like, I think all the crafting does get you stuff, some good stuff later on. But like belts and armor and stuff would obviously just fall into other crafting? Like, why wouldn't leather crafting make a belt? Or there's a buckle guy. Why is there a buckle guy? Why isn't there, eh, like, wouldn't the armor crafter be making the belt buckles? I don't think there was ever a buckler in like medieval society. I'm gonna look that up right now. There's a history of buckling. Okay, well, so there was bucklers. They didn't just make belt buckles though. They made clasps of all kinds, including clasps that you would add on to other armor. You weren't just a belt buckle maker. Maybe that's what the buckling profession does. I don't know. I haven't gotten there. Future skill addition has the potential to make the game even more obtuse. Yeah. Well, I think that they'd have to be careful with that. Anything they add, it's got to be a high level skill, because if they add a low level skill, it's got to suddenly intervene or intertwine with all the other low level stuff. So they probably can't add low level stuff without completely reworking a bunch of stuff in the game. So any new skills have to be added at high levels only. Okay, I'm gonna make 10 of these. Go from there. If I can average 3 for 10, I should end up with 9. Might see where that gets me. What is your vision for your combat build? Well, I have staff and shield right now. I'm really liking the thorns from Fire Shield. Staff seems fine. Um, so I'm probably going to take that all the way to do like tanking at endgame. So I think that's fine. I was kind of interested in the cow. I might check out ice because I heard ice staff is a thing. I was originally interested in cow, but the extra work you had to do as an animal, even though it's only like extra work at the beginning of the game, but even then, like, just didn't want to deal with that. Especially because I had somebody gift me that mount that's super fast, and that meant I couldn't use that mount for a while. It's like, okay, this is a huge disadvantage. Another one in the lake. Five. Yeah, pretty much tank in almost every game. In this game, seems like the survival aspect of tanking, there's a little bit of like mitigation stuff you can do, but for the most part, it seems it's more like your gear and your general gameplay rotation. Pretty much tank in almost every game that I play though. I've seen some people that are leveling around the same speed as me in like a DPS build, and they're like one-shotting mobs, but I can usually take like groups at a time and be fine. So that's kind of nice. I was at one point I was fighting stuff that was twice my level. I think it was like level 20 something. I'm fighting level 50s. Wasn't easy, but I was able to do it. I haven't had any reason to fight anything twice my level right now, especially because that would be higher than what the game has to offer. But the highest level I've fought are like 70s, which were pretty tough. Oh, your step shield too. Nice, nice. Have you done any of the group content? I haven't really needed to tank. There's a few times when I've kind of like off tanked in groups. But there's usually like somebody that's like higher levels, so I don't really need to do anything. I still need one more point. Origin use cedar. That's something I'm gonna have to do at some point too. Okay, so that's done. Trying to level up my foraging and then go around and get a bunch of wood because I need to get carpentry leveled up a lot. Hey, I got a bunch more sardonyx this time. This is great. Compassion to 25. You want to bury a lot of stuff. That's kind of how I've just been burying stuff this whole time. Do you have a shovel? You don't have a shovel. It's gonna be the best way to find a place where you can bury a bunch of mobs. The downside of tanking is you cannot get away with sandbagging with cargo gear on. Yeah, yeah. If you, I think tanking and healing, but like tanking especially because if you're wearing, um, if you're going to a dungeon and like, even if you're really geared, but there's like a lot of fire damage or something, and you don't have the resistance for it or something, like you might get kind of trashed on. Whereas a healer, as long as you got good heals, should be good. But in a lot of games, tanking is usually more gear dependent than anything else. I do find though that if you're a good tank and you're in a guild, a lot of the times you'll be fed gear for that purpose. Like people know that you're missing out on. People know that you need the gear. That's usually if you're good, which I've been fed in a few games from being a good tank. It's pretty nice. But it's like you're actually pushing your weight, so there's no reason to feel bad or anything. Like legit, you should have it. This guy doesn't pull. Get the right survey. There we go. 10 sardonyx. It's nice. Might not have to do all those surveys. Gonna lose my crafting experience above? I think that's okay. One thing I still want to test is if crafting increases gathering, like geology, mining, fishing. Because I haven't seen a gathering buff, but there's not. Like I would assume fishing is crafting in a way. What number is this? Oh, it's 10. Here we go. I am playing on Eritetsu, the original OG server. I've been playing since around the beginning of January, so I was already like level 30 or 20 or something when the new servers came out. I make a lot of guides on YouTube too, which you could probably see if you're watching on YouTube. So I'd probably, if I wanted to make more guides and start over, that'd be difficult. What's the best 6 skills to use on staff? Bashner, if you're starting out on staff, you're not going to have access to everything. For example, Suppress, you got to go to Sunvale to learn from the Wombat, and I need to get this leveled up more, but I have to get his favor leveled up, but that's an AoE. So is Deflect. Deflect's a little better, though, because you take less damage. So I assume everybody you hit with Deflect in an AoE makes you take less damage. Double hits, it kind of depends what you have on your armor, too, like what your affixes are on your armor. Because if you have something that makes... Right now, I'm using Pin, but I would not normally suggest using Pin because it doesn't hit very hard and it's a slow, unless you needed the slow. But right now I have 2 affixes that restore 48 and 60 armor after 10 seconds. And the same affix also works on Stunning Bash. So, oh, you're 21, okay. Got a little bit. But the same affix works on Stunning Bash, so every time... I'm constantly generating ridiculous amounts of armor in combat. I will say you probably want Lunge on your bar because it's health and armor, but make sure you use it smart. So it does 305, whereas like Finish It does 594, but it does 305 to both health and armor. So I try to use it earlier in a fight. If you unlock Phoenix Strike from Hogan, it's the epic attack. I need to upgrade this. It should actually hit like twice as hard as it does, but I haven't upgraded it in a while. But it's on a 1-minute cooldown. But it gives you fire damage back to melee attackers, so that's really good. Blocking stance is pretty obvious. It gives you like passive damage reduction. But if you notice there, for the first 3 seconds, you're immune to physical damage. And this is where the advanced players would come into play. Is when you pull a mob. I can show you. Let me do this really quick. Actually, I'll show you. This is there's Elemental Bulwark on Shield. Does this as well with elemental damage. So depending on what you're fighting, you can change this. Where's okay? All right, let's see if I can do this correctly. So if I go up here and I fight this guy, I try not to kill him. All right, he's about to hit me with his rage attack, right? It's gonna blink. So I hit my thing and I take no damage because you're immune to physical damage for 3 seconds. So his rage attack, which normally would hit really hard, he's gonna die before he does his next rage attack. But you take 0 damage. So that's something really smart that I've noticed that you can do with staff. Hopology, I've got. Oh no, Bastion. I was explaining all that. You got an ad. That sucks. Levis, you were just asking about hopology. I've been doing it. You get this from the werewolves. I got it at 24 at the moment. I need to, there's like a few vendors, like I think Helena over here sells gear. So at some point, I think I need to like buy her full stock of gear. And then maybe while I'm watching a movie or something, because originally I got my first 10 levels of hopology by just going through, while I was watching a movie, I was like half AFK, and I just leveled up all the gear that was on me, and then all the gear that I had in my bags. Yeah, like, at some point I need to come over here and just buy all of the quality pieces and just go through Hopology one by one by one. That'll probably get me a couple levels. But at some point, it's going to get hard to keep track of with how many items are studied. Like, yeah, see, I don't have quality yet on here. I don't think. Yeah, quality's not here. Yeah, way to go. Grab some gear and do it during gardening or something. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like I could be doing it during surveying, but it'll slow my surveying down. What was I doing? Speaking of which, I mean, like, if I really wanted to, I could go over here and say, hey, give me your boots, and let me hopology it. And then I should be able to sell those right back to her. Yeah. Bash, are you back yet? Bash, are you subscribed on YouTube? Because I think if you're or a member, or is it? Oh, now you're back. I think it says you're on your Twitch chat. It says Prime Gaming, but I guess Prime doesn't really. It's the Turbo that gives you. Oh, I always forget that. Turbo that gives you completely commercial free. If you have your Prime sub, you can sub to one person a month for no commercials. But I would save that for whoever you watch the most. So, I don't know if you were able to look at that while I was explaining it, Bashneer, but I was talking about blocking stance, and I went up to that one guy, and the big thing that I have found so far with blocking stance is you want to save it for a one of these. So you want to hit it while it's blinking, a rage attack, and then you take 0 damage from the rage attack, which is usually the most damage. I notice like bears hit you for like ridiculous amounts of pure HP damage, and if you just block stance or whatever, it may not be physical damage on the bears, but like if something is hitting you with physical damage, and you use blocking stance, you get 3 seconds of immunity, so you don't take any damage from the rage attack. And then elemental bulwark on the shield does the same thing, but with like, fire, ice, whatever. So that's probably a huge thing. I've been able to fight stuff that would have normally killed me because I've timed my blocking stance correctly. I got a bunch of sardonic off like the first 3, and then it didn't give me any more. Boo-wah! Hey, dude! Over on Twitch, what's up? Where's that pronounced booyah? Have you heard of Project Gordon Surveyor? The survey tool? Yes, actually. I used it once. I was actually thinking about taking the code and expanding upon it and giving it some AI to determine the fastest route between the nodes and drawing arrows on top of the survey tool. Um, But honestly, I kind of fooled around with it a little bit, and the amount of time it saves me is like maybe 30 seconds for a whole map. Um, the big deal, what really needs would be like an overlay that shows you which map was the one that you put, like when you clicked on it. Are you using pin? So, oh yeah, Bashner, that's something I explained. I'm using pin, but if you look, I have affixes that give me restores 48 and 60 armor after 10 seconds. The same affixes also give me the armor on Stunning Bash too. So that's the only reason I'm using it. Otherwise, I would only use it in like a weird situation where I'd want to slow something. But I'm using it because my affixes on my gear give me that extra armor. But every time I get different armor, I kind of look through and see like, okay, do I need to swap out one of my abilities because it hits harder? Another thing I was pointing out was pin or lunge. You should always have because it does health and armor. Wait, it does so which map is for which pin and fastest route? Are you talking about the Project Gorgon survey tool that the website doesn't even exist anymore? Uh, all that you can get is a uh, there's a GitHub for it, so you can download a HTML index file that has a JavaScript file along with it, and you can run it locally. But that's all you can do, and all it does is show you a picture of where the stuff is after you hit the thing. It doesn't tell you a shortest route, or it doesn't like if it was an overlay, maybe that would be better. But it's like you have to have it on a separate window. I'm not sure what the original website did because the website doesn't exist anymore. Unless we're talking about completely different things. Somebody else told me about the survey tool a while back, and I was looking. I tried it, but it didn't save any time. There's something else that'd be awesome. You have to run it not. Well, you. What do you mean? Like, if it's running from a browser, it's actually impossible to do always on top unless you're using like AutoHotkey or something, like some other program to make sure the program's always like a browser doesn't do a transparent overlay. You got to be talking about something completely different than what I'm talking about. Play button, dude. I have no idea what you're talking about. We must be talking about two different things because the thing I'm talking about, there's like a dwarf image, and you're supposed to move the dwarf to like where your character is on the map, and then you load in your chat. You have to go and manually load in your chat log to the web forum page, and then it takes the coordinates from your chat log, and then puts that on the map on the website. And there's no overlay. There's nothing that's running on your computer besides your browser. But yeah, like if you're what is it called? Because there's the Project Gorgon survey tool, survey helper tool. You said surveyor, right? Surveyor. Surveyor. Somebody, it was Zootastic told me about the survey helper tool. If I mean, if Twitch allows you to post a link, I don't care. Uh, Hey, Silent Grumble. Hello. It's not like an in. No, there's not any in-game add-ons. So there are some. There's like some surveyor tools. I guess there's multiple at this point. But I know the one survey tool said they asked the developers and they said it was all good as long as it's not injecting anything into the game code. It's just running off of the combat log files. That's fine as long as it's doing that because it's not touching the game technically. Maybe like 40 surveys at one time. Uh, yeah, yeah. Is, is this okay? I think this is different than the one I was looking at. Okay. Okay, this is way different. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It still does. It still uses the chat logs, which makes sense. This is almost what I was thinking about doing. Uh, that's funny. I think the one that I was using must have been like it must be a lot older, but the website doesn't exist anymore. Probably because this thing came out, which completely makes it useless. Okay. Nice shield staff, still very meta uber tanky. Well, I mean, both of the bars are super tanky. I'm trying to do like pure tank stuff. I kind of wanted to do like cow, but the extra work you kind of had to do at the beginning of the game to unlock the movement speed or the mount mode and stuff as a new player was not cool. Druid hammer. Yeah, okay, this is definitely a different surveyor tool than what I was using before. Completely different. But also, I would probably have to figure this out a bit before I use it. Like, I'm not gonna install it and and try to use it here. You know, I might even make a video if this works well enough. I could even make a YouTube video, uh, like explaining how to install it and run it on your own. Would make a good YouTube video. Is does a person that runs this are they actively updating it? Because I would want to if they're like currently working on it, I wouldn't want to make a video on it without their permission. Just even though if it's on GitHub it's technically like open source, but I still want to play nice with the developers and stuff. Yeah, once you have yeah, I imagine once you set this up, it's super awesome. I've done a couple hundred surveys probably the last couple of days, but I've got my own system for it, which has been working. But if I could make like 40 and then do all 40 at one time, that'd be awesome. Silent Grumble, you've been with Gorgon since just before pre early access. Yeah, I played. No, I played just before launch. So, but yeah, I've only been playing since the beginning of January. Oh, Jack and the other devs are so incredibly. Yeah, I've seen Jack on a few times. I've been online when he was online, like walking around as some like super tall dude. He's like 12 feet tall or some craziness. I played. I think I literally started playing the day after the spider invasion because I logged in and people were talking about it, but I had no idea what they were talking about. Satch, the biggest problem with this game is there are too many choices. Yeah, like that's something I was thinking about too when I first started playing the game was okay, I want to do this cow I want to do the cow unarmed build. So I started leveling unarmed and psychology to like use it on the side and then uh until I got the cow, and I was gonna go all in on the cow, but then I realized like, oh man, I gotta do all this other stuff, and I'm just trying to like figure out the game at a base level. But now I'm pretty set on staff and shield to end game at this point. I haven't really gotten to do too much tanking, but I have noticed like doing like Dark Cathedral for the very first time, I was surviving the whole time. And I think I was it's hard to tell, but I think I was doing decent damage because wasn't tanking. There was somebody else that was high level that was really doing the tanking, but like everybody else was dying to the fire. I was the only person living most of the time. Usually if I died, the whole party died. I don't think came back here, but I think I need to go to a different spot. You distracted, Taco. Tombstones are all over Serbule. There was a kraken spawned in the well. Oh, jeez. Sometimes GMs will come into MMOs and do crazy stuff before the end of like betas and things. It's kind of fun. I've had a few like early access and like beta experiences that were better than the full game. Yeah, there's not too many people making videos. I saw somebody else just made a video recently, and I think it's sort of like a introduction to the game. Like they play a lot of other MMO. I play a lot of MMOs too, but it was like almost all their videos. Like each video was on a different game. They didn't stay on one game for more than a week. It looked like. Uh, but somebody else just recently, like just today, made a video, and they cover some like very beginner level stuff that was pretty good. I was thinking about making a similar video a few weeks ago, but I was like, there's the beginner videos that are out there for this game from like 8 years ago or even like a year ago, like Professor Cat, like they're really good and they're mostly relevant. There's a few things that don't exist anymore, but they're mostly on par. Okay, Jamie, we're giving you gifts here. Let's see, let's give her 5 of these, see what happens. Oh boy, that was not as much as I was hoping for. Yep. Go for this. I don't think this is going to be worth it. Nope. Alright, I still need 100.5. What else can I give her? Bows. I think I have any more gold or silver. I would like to see some coverage of Kerr or maybe how the casino works. Yeah, I mean, I'd have to make sure to do the casino dailies on 3 different days and record a little bit of footage of doing the dailies, just to like include it in the video. And then I have played Monsters and Mantises, so I can explain that. The Bejeweled thing is just Bejeweled. That doesn't really need an explanation, but you could point it out. Oh, the gambling on the fights, that could be explained in a video for sure. That's a good idea. I wanted to make a video. I was thinking it would be good, but I don't. One of the things is like, if you make something that's really too specific, it won't get a whole lot of views, and like new players won't see it, even if it's got really good information, because the new players won't know to look at it. But one thing I wanted to make was a sidebar video, because there's like the different consumables that increase the size of the sidebar, and then there's all the abilities that you can put on the sidebar that people forget about, like Shutdown Automaton. Like I'm sure some people put like potions on the sidebar, but then you have like crossbow that's like pure sidebar. I have shield has emergency bash. I feel like there could be a good video that's only on the sidebar, but I don't think new players would look up a sidebar video. Then a video on how to do angling would be good, but I need to get. I didn't even unlocked angling, and it's kind of complicated. Like I need to watch a video before I make a video. Uh, right, back to Serbule 10 more. That should be it. Might as well do the 10 so I get the. Oh, lag. A lot of lag. There we go. I should probably do some dancing. Get a little bit of XP. This buff takes so long to stack up. Oh, you know, like, yeah, right there, the importance of using aid and patches during combat. Yeah, like even that's something. Like I'm sitting here talking about that, and like I use them all the time, but you know, that's something too that's like a beginner might overlook this, but like I use them constantly, so like of course it's like second nature at this point. Yeah, very synergistic. Yeah, I mean, I have like some in combat stuff with shield to get armor back, but I have no healing. So the armor or first aid is so important. Any videos in the game would be good. Yeah. Well, have you seen on Reddit? I post videos on Reddit usually to like help with trying to get views. Funny, my most recent video has gotten very few views from Reddit, but the I think it's got a lot of negative comments on the video on Reddit, to the point where I just turned it off. Like the replies to the video. I wasn't worried about it. I put out so many videos in different communities and stuff where I've gotten good and bad and stuff, so I'm used to it at this point. But sometimes sometimes there is good criticism to get out of videos, but there's like a community on the Reddit at least that doesn't like that I'm making video guides. They think it ruins the game or whatever. But it's like, just don't watch the video if you don't want to see that content, you know? But so I don't understand why they're so upset about that. But at least like there's no reason to look at at stuff like that because the YouTube by itself, you just look at the up and down vote ratio, and it's like that explains the sentiment right there. Yeah, it's Reddit. That's very true. The for a couple of weeks, I've been the top poster on the Gorgon Reddit, but then like it's kind of weird. Like my last video got a bunch of negative sentiment, but like a couple of videos before that was like mostly positive sentiment because I was the top poster for a couple of weeks, I think. Yeah, that's true. People really don't like self-promotion on Reddit. Silva. It's kind of a form of elitism. Yeah, I understand it too. People on Reddit don't like self-promotion. Well, that's what I mean. I've put videos on Reddit as a form of self-promotion. I've been doing that for like over a year, so I've dealt with people that like it and people that don't. It's kind of funny. Sometimes you get a video uploaded and immediately there's a downvote on it, and it's like it's weird, especially when it's like pretty sure this is a good video. Why would somebody downvote it right away? But it's just Reddit. it's uh, unfortunately it can be a really good source of initial views that forces the YouTube algorithm to pump your video when it wasn't. Like there's like something called hype points. Oh, I might get this. There's something called hype points on YouTube videos, and sometimes you can get a video that was doing nothing to suddenly get thousands of views because you just posted it to Reddit or somewhere else, but usually Reddit's the best place. It's incredibly dumb outside of self-promo. People will play how they want to play. Right, yeah, you're not forced to watch a video, so why do you care that somebody else? It's it's uh it's, it's probably like it's not that they don't like the video. Kind of like Silva saying, like there's something else. They don't like that other people have it easier, or they are jealous of something, or they uh, could. Uh, I think some people they don't want to see the game get too successful. They want the game to be maybe not necessarily this game, but any game they're playing. They want a smaller community because they want a different experience, which in itself is kind of selfish, right? Yeah, I mean, if I'm playing and I have help chat open and I see people with questions, I usually try to answer them if I know them. Uh, Sometimes people see me too, and they're like, "Oh, hey, it's Damon Fred. Yeah, watch your videos." So that's kind of cool. Yeah, like they have a niche knowledge and feel great. That's why I said I think it's kind of a form of elitism. It's kind of on the opposite spectrum. Like you have like some games where they gatekeep people from playing because, um, you're not doing something like a damage meter or whatever. But then it's almost on the opposite end where it's like, like a form. It's a little hard to explain. Yeah, they're gatekeeping the knowledge. Yeah. Yeah. Did I run all the way up here without? Man, I get so distracted with talking. Uh, I guess it's a good thing. It's just supposed to be a kind of a more chill stream, anyways. So I didn't. Oh wait, I was gonna say, how did I not buy? I thought I had 10 of these. Yeah, most people aren't gonna want to play with that. I mean, uh, like that there's a title in the game. I forget how to target myself. There it is. I have the title content creator in the game that the game developers gave me because I'm making content for the game. So how do you explain that? Like if trying to say that like making guides for the game is bad when the game developers have this in the game. Yeah, like I have a lot of World of Warcraft experience, and I've got uh, uh, I haven't been in like a top 1,000 guild. I've like tried out for them, but I ended up not like I stepped away voluntarily because I didn't want to be a part of how like crazy the leadership is. But I have had like very high rankings in World of Warcraft, like world number ones and different areas and stuff. So I could have played at very high levels, but I never did just because I didn't like the elitists. Right. Put this up here. One. Two. The devs do things like to show that it's about the players, so it's better than players showing new players how the game really is. Right, yeah. The most advertising this game has had was, I think, Moist Critical played the game a few years ago. And then recently, the most advertising is probably my YouTube videos. Or anybody else that's streaming, for that matter. That's been a couple people that have had like 1,000 viewers streaming. Some big, I guess not big, but like medium streamers. So that's combination of all of that is probably the only marketing the game has. And it's growing, so that's good. I was worried that there weren't going to be a whole lot of players with the game. I think the MMO community is just really hungry as well for something they can sink their teeth into for a good amount of time that also doesn't suck. That's the hard part. It's got to be fun and also take a lot of your time. Yeah, 3 servers actors now. I figured the second server would have to happen for sure, but I wasn't sure about more than that. What if it keeps growing too? Like, if it's just becomes a slow, like, World of Warcraft did not have a huge player base right away. Remember, I was like 13 or 14 or 15 or something around when I even heard about World of Warcraft the first time. And then I think when like the Mr. T commercials came out, that's when it was like really getting big. But like you go back a couple years before that, it was not so many people playing, but it was picking up. I think I knew more people playing Halo back then than World of Warcraft. I didn't know. At my age, the only people I knew that were playing like EverQuest or something were like teachers and stuff. So a little bit older community, I guess. Yeah, the Night Elf Mohawk. Night Elf Mohawk. Second server hit max. Oh, gee, yeah, 11 hours after launch. Oh. Oh, the Night Elf Mohawk grenades. I wonder if those are worth some good money. Like turn your character into a the Night Elf Mohawk thing. Hey, thanks for the follow on YouTube, Luke Dickinson. I am running around with interpretive dance instead of shield. That might be a problem if I run anything back. Yeah, I mean, WoW took off really quick, but like, it was. When did it hit like the first million players? That was before the Nine Elf Mohawk thing? So it would have been like when Classic Vanilla came out. Like, there wasn't a million players playing at once. Is kind of what I'm getting at. It took a little bit of time, but even then, most people were probably not max level because not most people didn't really know how to play the game back then. Oh, you don't think they were tradable for the grenades? It helped that Ash's decoration died. Oh, that's right. Yeah, yeah. Fun's your. I forgot about that. Ash's creation died, and this game was similar enough that it probably got a lot of players from that as well. It's a good point. I've seen a lot of people just talking about AOC and stuff just in the game in general, like even on the original server, let alone the new one. No bags. Those are survey sheets. Wait, survey sheets, bags, what? Oh, right! Oh, yeah, hey, Kuruma Damio! Corona Dumam. Is that Corona, like the drink Corona? Dumani? The Looney Crusader, hey! Welcome to the channel. Well, thanks for the raid and dash, I appreciate it. Always good. Oh, this is completely different from Ashes? I know Ashes had better graphics. But, I think there was, like, a lot more PvP as well. Oh, new to the game, Looney? That's cool. I've got some beginner guides on YouTube if you want to take a look. I got a bunch of different guides over there. Yeah, I mean, I have, man, like I would say November and December, there was a MMO drought. Like, there's nothing going on unless you were playing, I don't know, like if you're getting ready for World of Warcraft Midnight, I guess. I think the pre-patch just recently came out for that, but like you're getting ready for that, but other like I haven't played live WoW in like a long time. I do the best YouTube videos for PG. Well, thanks. I definitely do the best, most recent videos for PG. There's not much competition. There's some. I think Professor Cat has some really in-depth videos. If you're looking for, like somebody, he's got like 30-minute videos or longer. So if you're looking for that, I think Professor Cat's really good for that. But his videos are like a year old though, so he was saw him in somebody's channel recently. He might be playing again. Who am I? I'll kill this boar. And another. Oh yeah, okay, so yeah, doing another. Is it what is it? Is it hardcore TBC classic or is it just another TBC classic thing? Like I played Season of Discovery, but I have not been following class. Well, I played Miss Pandaria Classic too, but I haven't played other than that. Yeah, it's kind of hard to go back to WoW. The most recent WoW expansions are getting a little weird for me with the Dragon Isles and stuff. Oh, there we go. Okay, got it. Okay, yeah, so that is funny. Yeah, when the first time I listened to Professor Cat, I had my TV speakers on, and I go, "Is this guy AI?" And it was weird. And I looked up. He's been making videos for years, and I'm like, he's been making videos for way too long for this to be an AI voice. And I had to put headphones on, and I had to listen. And with headphones on, you can hear like, if you know what you're looking for, because I know a little bit because, hey, thanks for the follow, Funslinger. If you know what you're looking for, you can hear like mouth noises and breaths and stuff. And Professor Cat does good audio editing, so it's a little bit hard to hear it, but I recognize it as being actual, like it's a real voice. But yeah, he's kind of monotone. But I thought it was AI at first because when I first said, "Oh, it's Anniversary TV sequence," so they're basically just putting expansions in a loop. Yeah, that's kind of the thing that got me too. Is like I didn't play until Cataclysm originally in World of Warcraft. I didn't play until like I was in college, but going back and playing vanilla TBC and Wrath of the Lich King was really fun because first time I got to do it. But like I don't want to do that again. Like I leveled up a paladin tank on Blood Elf side in a because I had a warrior tank as um, my main, and then I swapped to paladin and leveled it up so low, and I had twinked that thing out like crazy, and I was going around doing all the huge paladin AOE farms that you could do at the time. Um, for the pre-patch because where the paladins were even better tanks, and like I was like going in. I was streaming for my friends at the time, but I was doing like the Scarlet Crusade dungeons at the time, and I was streaming for my guild on Discord, and people are like, what the hell are you doing? Because I was bringing groups with me, but I'm just like, hey guys, wait here, I'll be back. And I'd go pull like the whole dungeon or whatever, and come back, and people are like, what the hell are you doing, you dumbass? And it's just like, it's cool, it's chill, just kill it. And like people are just like, wow, all right, like is nuts. So that was fun. Yeah, the vanilla, I have to push myself to make it fun. I can't just fight one mob at a time. Like one thing I'm liking about Project Gorgon is generally it actually has some pretty fast-paced gameplay because if you're fighting something on level, especially if it whittles down your armor, your health moves down really quick. So you have to be very active with your healing and defensives, even on a DPS character, unless you just one-shot the mob. But that is something I'm really liking about Project Gorgon is it has a classic old school MMO feel, but the gameplay is actually very fast paced for an MMO, which for only having 12 buttons is also nice. Valor Born and Scars of Honor when they hand over a key. Is Are those both different games? Oh yeah, Funsinger, I'm on the original server. Yeah. Oh, Valor Born looks good. There's actually a lot of MMOs coming out this year. And so it's like I like to cover multiple games, but if I have an MMO that I'm playing a lot of, it's hard not to focus on it. Yeah, this is again. Went Dreva for a few the new economy and I'm new to the game. Yeah, well I think that's going to be like a very different experience, right? If you're on one of the new servers, so you're gonna have to be more communicative with people on your level. Right now, I barely have to communicate with people except for doing the daily dungeons, which are probably going to be really hard to do on the new server. Well, it gave me 3 sardonyx from that. Okay, I think that might be enough. I think it's. Oof. Let me look here. They're either 30 or they're 33 each. If I give them to this girl. 33. I'm going to be close enough that I think I can get the rest with whatever metal slabs I have. Monsters and Minions I've heard a lot about. So yeah, I'm following that one. Pantheon, I played Pantheon a bit last year. I will be happy to look at it once they do a full release, like a 1.0, like once they announce that. But I don't know. I'm hanging off on Pantheon right now. Like their development cycle is not where I think it's in a good spot. So, but maybe they'll pull it off. Love a palety build, trying out a sword and mentality build, but not quite the same. Yeah, maybe, yeah, that's how I was thinking. Like if you did like a priest sword or like priest hammer or something, if there's some kind of build there. But yeah, I'd have to really look it up. Pig priest is pig priest works. I think some people do like a full healing build pig priest too, or like an off healing build. But then you're not really a paladin. Like yeah, maybe like a paladin pig. As long as you have one item with the priest thing. Yeah, you need something equipped that lets you do priest. I've seen a few necklaces, rings. Even had like a chest piece at one point. Yeah, if they do a wipe with like a full launch, I do want to see um one of the problems too. I was getting at a high level with a high enough level with Pantheon that if I got any higher, the the zones that you go through were like super bare bones. Like there's buildings with no NPCs and like it's still like early access and everything, so it makes sense. But yeah, I was at a point too where there was stuff to do, but it didn't look pretty. I was doing like guild events and stuff, so it was kind of nice. Content 40 through 50. I mean, that would give me a little bit more content, but not much. I think I was already like 30 something. Yeah, like I was 30 something, and we were doing guild groups. We had like make our own content at that point because like there was stuff to kill, but it wasn't like quests or anything. And then the system with uh we had like we'd have like 20, 30 plus people together, and we'd still wipe because of some like weird thing that would happen where a couple people would go AFK, and then something would respawn, start killing those people. They would die, and people would try to go save them, and then like I do think the respawning with Pantheon, how they're like the open dungeons in this game work a little bit better, even though they respawn faster because the individual mobs are weaker. So a group can just stand still in a dungeon and just take out whatever spawns, and it's okay. Whereas in Pantheon, if you were standing in a spot and stuff was spawning on top of you, you would never catch up, or usually. The daily ICs or WNs are so fun with large groups. Well, I know oh, let me on. In the casino dailies, it's really easy if there's a bunch of people like going at the same time, but then you have to wait to tag the boss, and usually whatever group kills the boss first just moves on to the next one. So the group kind of splits up. I don't know if they changed that for some of the high level dailies. It would be nice if you just needed to get the tag to get the quest drop instead of, or not the tag. You just need to touch the boss to get the quest drop instead of needing the tag to get the quest drop. All right, lady, take my gems. That's exactly what I thought. Best friends. Oh no. No! Can I sell you my gems, please? No? Should have sold my gems before I came here. That's what I get! Coming back! Yeah, the curses... I was doing that, Oh, hey, we got another raid from Telleril! Thanks for the raid! Welcome everybody to the channel. Yeah, the curses on these bosses. I was fighting a big automaton thing yesterday and realized as a melee character, even though I was like twice its level, I couldn't kill it by myself because of the curse, so I had to get somebody to come over and help me, which was nice. Luckily, it was no problem. Raid Shadow Legends. I don't know if Raid Shadow Legends. I wonder how much they pay for their sponsorships because it's like be kind of weird. Welcome. Try out Raid Shadow Legends now. You can fight Dead Man Fred for only $4.99. Join my clan. Stock up on minor pinchias more than your kids. That's the stuff that turns you back into a human, right? The minor pinchia. Supporting fellow YouTuber. Yeah, I do some YouTube guides. I'm guessing you also have some YouTube stuff. I am streaming on both YouTube and Twitch, so I'm talking back and forth between the two, if that isn't kind of obvious. This game has controller support? The field of view. You know, that's funny. The field of view thing is probably one of the biggest things I see people talk about. They're like, I have a settings video. That was like one of my first videos for Project Gorgon, and yeah, people are like, I changed the field of view. The very first thing I did changed my life. It's like hell yeah. Oh, Fred giggles. I must have said something ironic. I wonder how it is on Steam Deck. That's a good question. I saw somebody asking about Steam Deck on YouTube, but I didn't know how to answer them since I don't have a Steam Deck. Keep Kevin. Careful. Okay, Kevin. I mean, I'll watch out for that if I see it. But yeah, that would be bad, I guess. Happy Chappy, you playing on it? You saying I'm playing on it? Controller support? I think it would be hard to use a controller. It's this controller's not supported. Probably have to set a Steam Deck up to do it correctly. Alright, let's go sell some gems. Going to K Jewelers. Remember, guys, you gotta always pay your salary or whatever for your wedding ring. That's probably a bunch of crap, though. They just want you to pay that extra money. Alright, so. Oh, we were making some bank. Yeah, this is the first time I've sold a bunch of stuff from. Yeah, these higher level surveys give a little more money. Holy crap! Okay. Also, there's some. I'm selling so much stuff. There's lag. Here we go. I am going to quickly cash out this vendor. Okay, nice. We got some money. Turning the shadows down to 0 will ease 80% of your graphics. Yeah, actually, you know what? Since the launch, I think I've had shadows turned off as well. Yeah, I've had shadows turned off since launch. Mostly because of Serbial. If I'm out in like Etzebule or something, it's fine, but Serbial has been bad. It's been better lately, so maybe I can turn it back on. You changed the field of view to low. Oh, okay. Well, so I'm also playing Happy Chappy. I'm playing on a TV, playing on like a widescreen. I think it's a 58-inch TV. It's not that special. I got it. Black Friday, but and I play on like a recliner, and so some of this stuff looks small, but like my portrait, for example, is like it's larger than the size of a quarter. It's like the size of a silver dollar in real life. Like this mini map is like 3 inches, 2.5 inches long or so. But no, it's not 4K. It's might be HDR, but yeah, the TV's not. No, the TV's not 4K. No. Quit brag. I don't. I mean, like it's not. It's not nothing, but it's not anything special. That's what I'm trying to say. It's just a big TV, so I'm playing on a. It might look weird, especially the text probably looks weird. Oh, you mean the other guy? Okay, Jamie, let's do this. We want the mining survey, but I'll grab the minerals as well. All right. Then a laptop. Yeah. My desktop is like it's decent, uh, but it is this like it's the fan is working hard on this game. Like it's about if I'm playing like Cyberpunk or something, it's about the same equivalent with like what it sounds like with how the fan speed. My nose is a little stuffy. Keep muting my headset and like blowing my nose. New PC feeling is always nice. I think the big thing I notice is like how fast the computer turns on. Every time you get like a new one, it's like you always notice, oh, this computer turns on so much faster than my old, like an M2 drive and everything. It's like, oh, this loads the OS in seconds. I would hope an older game could play this game fairly well. It's like because the graphics aren't great, but it's really more about like I can imagine if there are like 100 people on the screen, any computer is gonna start having issues. Like mine, like you can see the FPS is getting really choppy as we come in here into the main area. Stupid bear, that's so crazy. Get used to him. All right, now that we got mineral surveys, excuse me, mining survey. I need to make sure that my mining is high enough level to even do these. I also need to go and get expert level quality slabs, which I might be able to do with coins. Yeah, so what's... My mining is 22. So, okay. Now that I've got these unlocked, I have to go back again and do more mining. So more etibule makes sense. And then blacksmithing. I'm doing all this just to push blacksmithing to 25. This is the whole point. I could just get good, but it will take a while. And I wanted to get it leveled up anyways, but Yeah, I'm gonna have to get good metal slabs anyways to level this up to 25. Good if you max in this game is a PvP cheat. You can see the start of the map and the end at the same time. I mean, it's gonna warp your screen like crazy though. Like it's already warping uh, my screen a little bit at the very edges. You can kind of see it warping a little bit. So like any higher would be messed up. Game performance is better. Yeah, the load being shared across the 3 servers has definitely worked, and that desert zone I think helps too. Drum is still pretty rough in Suburbia. I imagine Cerbal Keep's gonna be bad for a couple of weeks. Sir, if I had to guess, you're an RPG hunter-gatherer? You mean like, what do you mean, like hunting and gathering in RPGs, or like, do I play a lot of RPGs? 'Cause you can look at my YouTube live VODs for like the past year and see all my games, which are pretty much all RPGs. So yeah. All right. So at this point, we're going mining. Good and basic. Hopefully, I can make more than one. There's a lot of lag. It's lagging here on the OG server too in Serbule. No, do a lot of gathering and crafting abilities. That's all you were thinking. Actually, I try to not do much gathering and crafting because it's not usually the most fun thing to do. But in this case, you kind of have to do it if you want to do a lot of other stuff in the game. Sometimes, depending on the game, I don't even have to do like anything really. Because I'll get stuff from like being a good enough player so I can carry people or whatever and they'll trade me stuff. Depends though, some MMOs do require you to do a lot of gathering and stuff. But if I can not do it, then I prefer that. With your levels of survey, that's impressive. Like, you mean like the surveying that I'm at now, at 38 surveying for being level 64 combat? Is that high? But I think it's more just a knowledge of knowing what to do. At this point in the game, I need more money, but I also am realizing that in order to do like augmentation and some other stuff, you need a bunch of other stuff leveled up. In order to level that stuff up, surveying to get the minerals and the metal slabs helps blacksmithing and like jewel crafting and some other stuff. So it's like very involved. When I heard him call you a hunter-gatherer, all I was thinking was, I wonder if during the Stone Age, if someone was a hunter-gatherer, they were seen as a jack of all trades, master of none. They want you to. Yeah, I wonder if like if you went out and you got like a deer and you also came back with a bunch of berries and be like, oh shit, it's dinner and dessert. Listen, this guy's a badass. That could definitely be true. You can tell I'm a Gorgon vet of sorts. I mean, I've only been playing since the beginning of January, but I've been researching the game enough. I've had a few vets come in the channel to help out a little bit, but yeah, I've been doing a lot of research and asking around. I think the main thing is I'm a pretty big like MMO vet in general, so there's a lot of stuff. If you've been playing a lot of MMOs, you can pick up on a lot of things, but there are a lot of other things that you'll need help with. Okay, that's all we got. All right, thanks, Silent. Sounds like you're headed out. Have a good one. I just waved in real life, like you can see me. There's more lag on these surveys. Alright, one survey. That was actually number 2. 1. 3. Oh, there's a good amount of lag just from me putting down a map pin. This is Atibule. Atibule should be fine. 4. Six is right there. Let's make some more. And he went to the Discord and there was somebody running around with an item named after him. That's pretty crazy. Oh, hey, there's my bot going by. I think I'm supposed to remind you to like, follow, subscribe, hit that bell. There's no bell on Twitch, but you can pretend it's there. There's no music here in Etabile. Just realizing. There it goes. Okay, get it. It's kind of quiet. Five. Hey, some gold. $23 in mining. What did I need for this? 27? Okay. Probably still need a lot of bars to level up blacksmithing. Okay. Oh, really? Is my circle that off? That's pretty bad. try to cover up or uncover some of this fog of war while I'm out here. Got most of Etibule uncovered. How did my horse get too anxious? I just hit the button to reduce its anxiety. There. Does not like swimming too much. Takes some real thigh muscles to jump out of the water like this. Oh, I missed a follow from Mac Hood. Thanks for the follow on Twitch. Wow. The lag in yet Etibule is kind of crazy. It was number 4. Hey man, just leave me alone. There it goes. You guys seen Knight of the Seven Realms? I'm not a huge Game of Thrones fan, but I was really enjoying the new show. I like that it doesn't, well, so far it hasn't featured too many characters, so you're not like completely lost. I don't know how to look at the mounts without going to a one of the actually there's a guy over here. Stable. You can go to the stable. It's over here. A player gave this to me when I first started playing. I'm on the original server, and this is a. It's not the fastest mount, but it's really fast, and it jumps higher as well, and it kind of glides. If you kind of see, there's like a little bit of a glide. So it's certainly like a higher level horse. So yeah, it's an Ilmarian, which I guess is one of the desert horses or something. It is not a horse with a decoration. It is. It has the antlers, but that's actually part of the horse. But the player is Lakini, who's a really veteran player. I'm not sure about some of the other stats on the horse, but it's a lot better than like this horse here, for example. But yeah, I don't see the only cosmetic I have on the horse is the Valentine's Day banner. That's it. So that's the horse. So if you see anybody else, I think these antlers are rare enough that if you see anybody else with one of these horses in the game that has the antlers that are like this, the like I don't know what you call these, like reindeer, not even reindeer antlers. They're like some crazy antlers, but it's probably the same guy, like from the same exact person, not another player because I think horse breeding is that rare even now. Yeah, like the glide on it is crazy. Like, see how far that is. You still take fall damage if you glide too far. Oh, the same guy hooked you up when you first started, or Hanaki, or is that a different person? I've not seen that mount before. They look like elk antlers. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Uh, it sounded like he's got faster like he's got faster horses, but he gives away horses every once in a while to like streamers and stuff as like a thank you, I guess. It's really nice having the horse for obvious reasons, especially like low levels. I've been running around with this super fast horse. It's made the game considerably easier and faster. Come over here and blacksmith some stuff. What are we making? We got 2 bars for 80. That's a waste. 1 bar for 72. We're making a bunch of these. I am near a forge. Forge like fire pit. Just gotta get closer. Oh no, that's gonna take a while to make. Just kind of want to make the dragon statue, but it's not gonna be worth losing the 3. Oh boy, I'm gonna have to make so many of these. Yeah, I think this is why I was trying to level up to the next quality slabs. Yeah, because this is gonna take so long. But I have to get, what was it? Mining up to 27 or something? Oh, great. Word to grind 30 plus. Goblin Dungeon starting to feel quite slow. Did you go to the lower part of the Goblin Dungeon too? Probably. Where did I go to after that? 40 plus. There's a dungeon in Serbule, off to the east. That's 40, 45, but it's got ghosts and death touch mobs. So if you're melee, I wouldn't really recommend it. If you've got ranged, you might be good there. There's you probably don't have it unlocked. There's Hogan's Basement. I don't even have it unlocked. You need to get rep with the goblins to get down inside the. There's more goblins. I think that might be like even higher level. The Kerr Mountains. If you go to the Kerr Mountains, up here past Hogan's Keep, there's the top half of the Yeti Cave is 40 plus, but you might get broken bones. But there's a mob in there that you can kill to learn how to fix broken bones. So you have to kind of look that up. There's also the Necromancer Tower in Kerr Mountains. Oh, you have Staff Shield unlocked? So yeah, you probably have Hogan's Basement. You have to get even more rep with the goblins in Hogan's Basement to unlock the dungeon that's in the Hogan's Basement dungeon that has more goblins to fight. I think it might be. I'd have to look it up. What level Hogan's Basement area is? Yeah, it is 30 to 30. Well, it's 30 to 35. So I guess there's some new stuff for you to fight there. Wow, I thought it was going to be higher level. I still don't even have it unlocked, and I haven't been able to get there. But I haven't focused on the goblins rep. If you got Hogan's Basement, it says 30 to 35. on the wiki. Um, there's some Sunvale dungeons, but I haven't really gone to them yet, so I don't really know how good they are. Yeah, Yeti Cave and the Dark Chapel, or not? No, not the Dark Chapel. That's for a group. Dark Chapel. Necromancer's Courtyard, which is also called Kerr Tower, and the Yeti Cave are probably where you want to look at. Want some cow fat to unlock the dungeon itself? Just haven't gotten to it yet. Yeah, the cow fat's probably not too bad to get if you go out and farm the feral cows out here. I haven't actually done that at all. I haven't tried to focus on it. But that's something. That's definitely something to do. Let's see. If you're level 40, you can do the daily at the casino to do one of those, but you'll have a hard time at 40 unless you're in a group that's getting carried with a higher level. I guess I'm just gonna have to sit here and just. I probably have to make either a lot of these or get the other crafting leveled up. You've completed this recipe 41 times. Great. It's awesome. I don't want to make all of these either. Let's see, 4 bars. Okay, 24. Okay. More surveys. I'm not super excited about doing more surveys. I shouldn't have to do too many at this point. I should have to come back and do more. Okay. See how many we can get out of this. Gonna be at 40 surveying after this. Get my geology and everything leveled up just to use it. How did I change the font to the player names? Do you mean the color or the actual font? Because I think you can change both. Yeah, so nameplates, you can change it from serif, sans serif, and then go scroll all the way down to the bottom. Colors, you can change all the different colors. So I have players as green. I'm in a party, everybody else will be purple. Left NPCs just the basic white. You can change a lot of the colors. You can change the color of the chat up here if you want as well. How many did we get out of that? 10? Nice, okay. I swear I clicked there like 3 seconds ago. What's happening? Yeah, the color change is nice for a few reasons. Oh no, this is just lag. There it goes. It's catching up. And, okay, now it works. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. Okay. So I'll go over here first. Never been over here. It's Fog of War. Just have mostly along some of the border and the lake. A rat. This is one of the last NPCs over here that you talk to for the story quest. Okay. Not that that really gives anything away. He's over here. You need bears? You come over here. Thanks, man. Oh, mining and cartography. I'll give me some flinty rock. Going this way. This is definitely a good Netflix activity to be doing if you're by yourself. Just watch a movie. Done that a few times now. I would like the cotton. There it goes. Okay. Try not to go over the giant lake. Random tower. Zooming past the trees. Grab some mushrooms. Okay, we're gonna go 7. Then back to 5. I might as well go over this little lake so I can get the Fog of War. Okay. Yeah, I thought so. Oh, no, I don't need it. Okay. More hoops. Should be able to make enough. It's kind of bad that it's lagging while I'm batch processing graphs. Like, is it gonna? How many is it gonna make? I was moving around and it's still making it. Okay. Stop. One more. I still have to level up mining though to even be able to afford to make some of this stuff. Do I even need 25 crafts? Yeah. Ooh. Well, yeah. All right. However, that gets us something else. So I think I can do armor augmentation now. Scratch it. Weapon augmentation. We're going to the wolf caves. I don't know how much this costs. Can I sell anything while I'm here? And hopefully this doesn't cost too much. Cheat meal. Just give me a little bit of power back so I can use my mount abilities. So in order to get weapon augmentation, you need alchemy and blacksmithing at 25. I got alchemy at 26. What that allows me to do, I think, is to pull armor beads out of stuff, which I think you need to then pull affixes out of armor once you've got it leveled up higher, I think. So you can basically like enchant your own gear. Oh, I might have to kill some stuff to get to Meligalat. No, I don't. Not that much. Wolf caves over there. Here we go. This fire's lit. Looks lit. Off we go. All it says is that he'll teach it to you if you have 25 alchemy and blacksmithing, so it doesn't say like you have to actually train it. So you might just teach it to you when you talk to him. If I'm lucky. Otherwise you still gotta train it. Find out. Can I get this? 5 more foraging. Need dirty snow for some other quest. This might be it. Snow covered rock. Yeah. Don't attack me, sheep. Dirty snow water added to inventory. 1 of 3 for a quest. A tundra like definitely grab that. And then more mining for silver. Okay. Into the wolf caves. I don't have to fight anything crazy to get it back here. I think I just have to go after this guy. Don't mind me. Some lag here. Please. And I came over this way. No reason to fight you. food's really low level, so I'm having trouble regenerating enough power. There's alphas here. Okay. Need my power back. What's going on? Where's my consumables? Don't I have any health potions? Where's my health potions? Where are my health potions? There's some. Sorry, there's like lag I'm dealing with too. I knew this was gonna be this hard. I would have had better food. Wow. Okay. Let me get some better food on me. It's going to make a world of a difference. Okay. It is training, but it's kind of cheap. Just for that. Okay. Alright. Augmentation. Is there something in here? Weapon augmentation. Alright, so right now all I can do is make these beads, which I'm not even sure what those do. These are oh, they're non-magical medians. Wonder if I can get a random weapon off of this guy. The treasure. No. No weapons. Okay. All right. Well, I've got that now. That took a lot. Then you got to get to level 7 before you can extract Matehead augments from stuff that's lower level than 30. Oh, okay. So in order to extract something, you need to use 20 beads. So you gotta sacrifice 20. I assume you get more than one bead out of one weapon. Hopefully. That's because that would suck if you have to chunk 20 weapons to make just to take one out. Undo and augment. Oh, that's cool. Okay, so he does weapons, offhands, and gloves. And now I've got this. Okay. Uh, right. Let's get at it. Back to server. All right. That's kind of a major accomplishment. So I've now got some augmentation unlocked and able to level it up when I can. Sadly, it's like you could find a player that can make some of this. I wonder if there's stuff that at high levels only at high levels if there's stuff that you can only do with your own augmentation that you can't get from another player. Because like I'm doing all this stuff to be self-sufficient, but it, somebody else that's not doing it could just have another player that's just like giving them everything and not worried about it. Discarded gift. I have not been paying too much attention to Sirkoth, but I think you can sell him. Yeah, you can sell him like paintings and then like some of the junk. And a nice. Okay. That's weird. Where's the music? It's lagging. All right. Well, I think that's pretty good. This is midnight. I did accomplish something pretty major with armor augmentation, getting blacksmithing up to 25. I think I'm more interested in money right now than I am in experience because I still have a lot to unlock, and some of my stuff is falling behind because I need favor with other people like Nelson or Gervaisa over here to train up some of the higher level stuff that I've had just sitting here. Like this is a level 57 ability, and I'm level 64. So this is like this has been my like one of my major sources of damage. I haven't had it trained for a while, so it's falling behind for sure. So I need to get. I think I want to focus my money on that. Part of the like eventually staff is going to cap, so I'll need to get another 90k. But I'm thinking I'm not going to get that till next week after several rounds of dailies, which I haven't done today. I'm kind of focused on the surveying, but now that I've that done, there's so many different directions I could go in at this point because there's more augmentation. You need. Oh yeah, I can now unlock tool crafting. That's what I need to remember to do. Because I have blacksmithing leveled up, I can also now unlock tool crafting, which is huge. Uh, leatherworking tailoring I already have, but you need tool crafting, leatherworking tailoring to get the rest of the armor and jewelry and stuff augmentation. So that's stuff that works up to. But the whole, I should be making money off of a lot of this at the same time while I'm doing all this, especially because surveys are required, at least for the blacksmithing portion. I can try to sell some stuff to Joey. Yep. But yeah, I think that's a good stopping point for the night. I'm gonna find another Gorgon streamer to raid here if you're on Twitch and you want to keep watching Project Gorgon. Try to find somebody small, but if not, we'll see who's on. Oh, Agent North is on. So probably send you guys over there. Yeah. Well, let's see. Agent North. He's usually not on too late, so maybe not. Maybe somebody else. All right, I'm gonna send you guys over here. It looks like a new player. Small stream to give the small stream some love. But other than that, hey, if you guys enjoyed the stream today, don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, all that stuff. Check out my YouTube channel for more Project Gorgon guides, other MMOs. But we're gonna see how Freak Show over here likes this raid. Sign up if you're interested in going over. Otherwise, you guys have a good night. See you guys later. Here we go. We got about 16 people in the raid. Going over in 3, 2, 1. Alright, if you're still here, thank you.